The New York Times writes how Jack Smith structured the Trump election indictment to reduce risks. The special counsel layered varied charges atop the same facts, while sidestepping a free speech question by not charging incitement. The Wall Street Journal writes, FDA approves first pill for postpartum depression. The pill, to be taken daily for at least 2 weeks, significantly reduced postpartum depression among new mothers in a recent trial. The Washington Post writes, if Trump is convicted, Secret Service protection may be obstacle to imprisonment. The former president can keep Secret Service protection for life, even if he were to be convicted and sentenced to prison or home confinement. Star Tribune writes, Minnesota troopers rarely use deadly force. Policy warns of shooting at moving vehicles. The decision of whether the State Patrol shooting on I-94 was justified may hinge on whether Ricky Cobb II tried to drive away and, if so, whether that posed a threat to troopers. USA Today writes, woman accuses Bill Cosby of drugging, sexually assaulting her in the 80s. A woman who says she considered Bill Cosby as a father figure has accused him of sexually abusing her in the 1980s. In a lawsuit filed in New York Friday, Morgan Pickard accused the actor and comedian of providing her with drinks that had been drugged, then raping or sexually assaulting her on multiple occasions between 1987 and 1990 while she was blacked out. According to the complaint, Cosby had invited Pickard to the set of The Cosby Show. In the late 80s, under the pretense that he wanted to meet her and help her singing career by getting her a role on the show. Los Angeles Times writes, thousands of LA city workers to strike Tuesday. Los Angeles' hot labor summer will get a little more heated Tuesday morning, when thousands of Los Angeles city workers plan to walk off the job for a 24-hour strike. Tuesday's action would be the first major city worker strike in at least 15 years. SEIU Local 721, a union representing county and city employees across Southern California, said that more than 11,000 Los Angeles city workers will participate, including sanitation workers, heavy-duty mechanics, traffic officers, and engineers. Chicago Tribune writes, fatal two-vehicle crash involving semi-truck shuts down tri-state tollway. A semi-truck driver was killed Friday in a collision with another vehicle that closed the inbound tri-state tollway near Hazel Crest for hours. The deadly collision occurred just before 9 a.m. on the tollway near 167th Street in the south suburb, Illinois State Police said in a news release. The semi-trailer was traveling north when it struck another vehicle before striking a concrete median, authorities said. New York Post writes, social media influencer walks free after Union Square, giveaway leads to riot, and sends several to hospital. Twitch streamer Kai Cenat was issued a desk appearance ticket Friday night and walked free from a Manhattan precinct after encouraging a mob of young fans to descend upon Union Square Park, where all hell broke loose. The influencer, who has more than 20 million followers, was expected to face 2 counts of inciting a riot and unlawful assembly in connection to the Friday afternoon mayhem, NYPD Chief of Department Jeffrey Madry said at a press conference. New York Daily News writes, Mississippi court rules voting ban on ex-cons is unconstitutionally cruel and unusual. A Mississippi appeals court overturned a Jim Crow law imposing a lifetime voting ban on people convicted of certain crimes. A 2-1 decision Friday ruled that disenfranchising an individual who has paid their debt to society is unconstitutionally cruel and unusual punishment within the meaning of the Eighth Amendment. Newsday writes, Gilgo investigators identify victim known as Jane Doe No. 7 as Karen Vergata, who lived on West 45th Street in Manhattan and was last seen February 14, 1996, worked as an escort, Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney said.